Hello. I made it back from peritoneal dialysis surgery. It's been about a week now. Here's the surgery implant. Goes like into here. This is like the exit site, and this is the wire, which is just sticking this to here for now. This is what I'd be connecting to every day. So this is called an exit site, and it also, like, they put a hole here because they put it in here so they could pull this wire through to here and then like down into here. And then there's a hole in my stomach here because this is where they put the camera to be able to view the surgery. So I basically have 3 holes. These 2 will heal in 2 weeks, and then they'll take this bandage off. And I'll just be left with this wire with this little bandage here that I have to change all the time. And so yeah, this is the PD catheter, peritoneal dialysis catheter. And this is what I'd be hooking into a machine. So, kind of swollen right now. It's been a week. My muscles work now. I can finally go up and down stairs. Kind of feels, I guess, what they say is kind of like having, I don't know, a C-section or something. A little bit like that. So I was trying to have this surgery done for 2 months. They kept postponing it. I think it was like in April. They postponed it for some other reason, and then when I finally went in for the surgery, I was on the table to have the surgery. They had put the IV in my hand for anesthesia and everything. And then I told them I had an abscess under my armpit. It's gone now, but it was like the size of a golf ball. So they're like, oh no, now we can't do the surgery. We have to get rid of the abscess. So then they canceled the surgery in the middle of surgery. And they dealt with that. They drained it, and I had to go get bandages changed every week or whatever for a month. So then they postponed my surgery for the PD until May 9th. And then they called about a couple days before May 9th and said, oh no, we're going to have to postpone it again for some reason on their end. So it was postponed until May 23rd, and that's when I actually got it, last Thursday. Yeah, it was just supposed to be a day surgery. They kept saying, no, they're not going to keep you overnight, it's just day surgery. I'm like, all right. And then I went in for the surgery, and I went in at 9 a.m. Surgery took place around 11 a.m. And they put an IV in my hand, put me to sleep. And then they put like this, I don't know, an oxygen mask thing on you, like, take deep breaths. But there was no gas or anything in there, so I don't know what that was really for. I know I took like 1 or 2 deep breaths, and then I started feeling like funny in my head and passed out from the anesthesia. So they were worried about anesthesia being a cause of a heart attack for me, because I have 3 blockages in my heart already, and there's a 50-50 chance of surviving. So I went through it anyway because I really needed this PD catheter thing. I can't handle dialysis anymore at the center at the hospital. So that was that, and I don't know, I think I was out for like 2 hours for surgery, and then I woke up around 1:30, and when I woke up, it was like pain in my stomach for the surgery was a good 8 or 9 out of 10 for pain. Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, it was like an 8. It's pretty bad for at least, I don't know, half an hour. And then they gave me a shot in the arm of Dilaudid, like hydromorphone, and that brought down the pain level. As long as I didn't move, the pain was pretty much down to like maybe a 3 level, which was pretty good because I was in recovery for hours and hours. They said something had happened during my anesthesia. Well, something didn't happen during it, but it brought like my heart enzymes up or something, which is last year they told me that was, they're like, well, that could be a heart attack or it could be something else. They were never really sure. So I'm assuming that's probably the same thing. They thought maybe I had like a heart attack during the anesthesia while I was passed out while I was having the operation. So they decided they were going to keep me overnight just to wait for my enzymes to go down or whatever it was they were checking. So, yeah, they kept me overnight, but I had to wait for a room. So I was in the OR or wherever I was from like the time I woke up at 1 till 7:30 at night. I just lied there and you know, they didn't feed me or anything. I was just like, you know, sleeping, passing out in and out throughout the day. Didn't see anyone except for doctors, and they were just keeping track of my pain. But yeah, I wasn't supposed to be sleeping there overnight, so they couldn't find a room. And it was 1 when I woke up, so it was past dinner time, so I didn't eat. I hadn't eaten since midnight the night before because you're supposed to fast till from like midnight to whatever from the surgery. So no dinner, and then I asked what time it was. It was like 6 something. Eventually told me what time it was. I didn't even have a phone to know what time it was. And they're like, oh, well, we missed supper too, so I couldn't even eat supper. And it was like 7:30 when they found me a room, and I'm like, am I going to have any food tonight? And they're like, well, we'll go look for something. So they found me a chicken sandwich. That was the best they could do. So then I was in the heart, is it cardio, I don't know what to call it, cardiology room, the floor for cardiology. Anyway, I was on the 4th floor for the night, and they put all these like stickers for like a ECG thing on me, and they kept that on me all night. And I had like this little oxygen mask thing. Yeah, I guess my oxygen was low as well, so it affected my lungs and my heart, which is what they were worried about anesthesia doing, but I survived at least, so everything's okay now. Pain-wise, it was not too much pain, but it hurt a lot to move. Like I couldn't actually walk around or barely sit or anything for the first 2 days, maybe. Definitely not in the hospital. Friday I had to go in to dialysis. And then after dialysis I went home. Hurts my throat. They stick this thing down your throat for the anesthesia, and it's still sore today, and it's been like a week. So, yeah, I guess that's pretty much my update. Just want to let everyone know that I made it through, and I have the PD catheter in, and I have to, it's been a week, and I have another week to go before they can change the bandage, and actually can't use this thing for 6 weeks. To keep going back to the other dialysis at the hospital with this catheter. It's still there. So I haven't removed this one yet because they're not going to take this one off until they know for sure that this one works. Can't wait to get rid of this one because it's just annoying in the neck. But yeah, like 6 weeks, and then I can see if this actually works right and work at home with it, and then I can remove this one. And I can stop going to the hospital for dialysis, which is good because the problem with dialysis at the hospital for me is that I don't know what it is. They take too much fluid or something, but I get my whole body cramps up, and I have like a mini seizure every time I go, and it's really bad for my heart, I guess, and everything else. It's very painful, and I just can't do it anymore. So I opted to try for this one, even though this is like more of an invasive surgery. I felt it was worth the risk, and I guess I'm still alive, so that's good. Don't really have anything else to talk about. Just want to let everyone know I'm still here, so talk to you later.